So this is the last video for this section. And what you're going to do is we're going to get a lot of this. We'll talk about it in the Zoom session also. So there are some things I wanted to put in the recording so you had it. One is the type of growth that humans follow. And I will tell you that teaching this for a very long time, we've always said exponential, but that is starting to change. Humans have been growing exponentially, although we are a K-selective species and it should be logistic growth. Well, we're starting to see that tapering off. So we want to talk about the population. And right now, as I look it up, there are 7.9 billion people on the planet. And we're not quite sure what that carrying capacity of the planet is. Some people say it's as low as 2 billion. Others think we could go up to 10 billion without a problem. The estimates today by the UN and some other organizations believe that we will probably taper off about 9 to 11 billion. That seems to be what the trend suggests. It doesn't mean that will happen, but that is where we're going. So we're going to watch a video in class together, and we'll talk about that more. So on the left is the human population growth over a long period of time. And again, they're showing the data on the right. And, the increases are starting to drop. And what we're seeing is the projected data. And again, I suggest between 9 and 11 billion. And they're shooting here, looks like right about 10. All right, so we also have to worry about human footprint, and human footprint is actually what impact you have on the planet. So I want to make sure you understand that when we do population numbers matter. Okay, so the more people we have, obviously, the more resources you're using, the more waste you're using, those kinds of things. But I want you to also think about what the impact on the planet is. And if you notice, there are many countries that are in yellow, and they're very low in the data set on how much impact they have. But notice that the more advanced countries, the more industrialized countries, are the ones that are having a huge effect on the planet. So when we're talking about numbers, it's not just strictly numbers. There's overpopulation in people with just too many people. That is just numbers. But there's also consumption. Overconsumption, whereas you have people and the people are using too many resources. And that's really what the United States is doing. And we'll talk about that more in the Zoom. And so just to give you kind of a visual, this is at night, a picture of the planet in the dark. And you can see this is just electricity being used in the areas you go back. And most of those are in the kind of almost the red or the dark orange sections. Okay, and then we're going to talk about zero ZPG and what it means. It means zero population growth, and we're going to talk about in class. We'll talk in the Zoom talk about how to meet that. But I want you to know ZPG stands for zero population growth. All right, and with that, we will stop the share and stop the recording.